Mr. Green, who's also the ranking member on the Subcommittee on Oversight and Investigations, is now recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I thank the ranking member and the witnesses for appearing as well. Mr. Massad, this may be a little bit of field of where we are today, but it's of concern to me. And by the way, I thank you very much for your candor and being forthright. It means a lot to me to hear such testimony. But I'm concerned about how cryptocurrency can impact the dollar as the currency of choice. And here's why. Currently, the dollar is the reserved currency of choice. And as such, we use the dollar when we want to sanction other countries. Other countries want to do business with us, so they keep the dollar in their reserve. If we move to this cryptocurrency with a decentralized cryptography and a peer-to-peer relationship, that can take the central bank out of the picture. So you don't have a central bank, you have a peer-to-peer relationship. That allows money to be moved freely among peers, and my concern is when we are trying to sanction a country, that country now has the ability to move the money, just as we talk about the corruption. They can move this money among themselves and we not be able to sanction as well as we can now. Is that a possibility? Does it impact our ability to maintain the sanction regimes that we put in place?
Well, I believe that it does, but in a different way, Congressman. I don't worry about Bitcoin or ETH becoming a replacement for the dollar. I just don't see that happening, despite some claims of Bitcoin enthusiasts. They're just too volatile. They're not backed by a government. Stable coins can actually help solidify the role of the dollar as a currency of international transaction. But, and this is where I agree with you, because stable coins and other crypto assets can be transferred without going through an intermediary, like a bank, that's where you create the risk that we can't impose sanctions programs as effectively. We saw that with Russian smugglers using Tether to buy weapons. There were concerns about Hamas using crypto to fund itself. So look, I think this technology is very important. I want to support it. But we've got to give the Treasury Department and other regulators adequate tools to deal with those risks. And I don't think we've done that yet.
Well, you and I agree. And my concern has a lot to do with how we will lose this ability to bring some of these persons that are countries, I'm saying persons, but the countries that are outliers who are doing dastardly things, and we want to make sure that we can curtail their activities. I don't know that we'll have an efficacious methodology by which it can be done.
Yeah, I share the concern again. And again, I recognize that blockchains provide information, permanent information on transactions. Law enforcement likes that to the extent they can identify who someone is, but it is still after the fact, right? The money could have been moved. And so again, I just think we need to think a little bit more broadly about what are the tools that we need. We need to impose obligations on stablecoin issuers to monitor their chains for suspicious wallets. We need to give the Treasury authority over stablecoin transactions the same way it has over dollar transactions generally. We need to give the Treasury more authority with respect to foreign intermediaries like crypto trading platforms. There's a number of things we could do that we haven't done yet.
Well, thank you. You answered the second part of my question, and you've given me some degree of comfort, but I am still concerned about this war for currency supremacy. And in this war for currency supremacy, Russia and China are both at odds with us. They would rather the dollar not be the preeminent currency of choice for reserves. And I don't know how ultimately it will end, but I do know that there's a real effort made now to take the dollar down. Thank you.
The gentleman yields. The gentlewoman from California, Ms. Kim, is now recognized for 5 minutes.